Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Dunn. I am a board member with NYCETC, and I'm the Senior Director for Workforce Development for FedCap and Easter Seals. I advocate to create opportunities for people with barriers to economic well-being. I have the pleasure of introducing our first 8-minute solution. Andrew Raisej is the founder and CEO of Civic Hall. He will provide an overview of Civic Hall and the Digital Learning Center. Please join me in welcoming Andrew.
Good morning, everybody. So I know a little bit about running conferences, and what they're really good for is not necessarily the people on stage, but actually all the people you can network with. So all of your colleagues are actually outside networking right now. So I really appreciate the fact that you came in to see me. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been in the field of technology and social good for about 21 years. 21 years ago, my colleague Sarah Holloway and I started an organization called Mouse, which started wiring schools to the internet back when people like Al Gore considered a school wired to the internet when one teacher had an AOL account. That was literally what it was like back then. Mouse is still very active in New York. It's in almost 100 New York City schools. But my life and career took me in a slightly different direction. I started spending a lot of time looking at the intersection of technology and politics and government. And I actually started a conference called Personal Democracy Forum, which has been held in this facility a number of times. And that's where I learned a little bit about the fact that it doesn't really matter who's on stage, but it's really the people you get to meet at a conference that matters. And over the 15 years that I was building that conference people started saying to me, well, why do we have to wait a whole year to get together for a conference? Why can't we get together all the time? And that made me realize, well, that's not a bad idea. So I created a place called Civic Hall, which is a collaborative work and event center focused on people using technology for the public good. We opened in February of 2015. It's a membership organization. You can be an individual member or an organizational member. We have 120 workstations, 5 or 6 conference rooms, and an event space. And it's not a co-working facility. It's a place where you can come and collaborate with others on projects related to technology and the public good. My other role in New York is that I'm the chairman of the New York Tech Meetup. How many of you have ever been to a tech meetup? Or to a meetup at all, any kind of meetup? Well, for those of you who don't know, there are over 2,000 tech meetups in New York every single month. It's an entirely different ecosystem than Silicon Valley. It's made up of people, professionals in all of New York's major industries, all trying to understand how technology affects their lives. And that includes the nonprofit industries. And the largest meetup, the New York Tech Meetup, which has got 60,000 members, holds a monthly meetup where about a dozen companies come up on stage or organizations come up on stage and just do 5-minute demos of what they're working on. And over the last 4 or 5 years, we started noticing a lot of those people up on stage were actually not entrepreneurs starting the next Uber or the next Airbnb or the next Twitter or the next Facebook, but actually nonprofit executives, social entrepreneurs, and others that were applying technology to try to solve a really hard problem. And so Civic Hall became and has been a place for those people to gather, to meet, learn, collaborate, and build their organizations. And you can find out more about it online. But the reason I'm here today is to tell you about Civic Hall at Union Square. So about 2.5 years ago, the city of New York put out an RFP to build a new building in Union Square on the site of a former appliance store called PC Richards. I bet you there's a couple of people here who've bought an air conditioner from PC Richards, right? Anyway, and the city was looking to put up an office building that would house startups that were outgrowing WeWorks and needed flexible office space. Maybe they weren't ready to sign a 10-year lease, but WeWork was no longer working for them. And I looked at that proposal and I was like, this is Union Square. Every New Yorker goes through Union Square at least twice a day. Why are you just building another office building? So we put together a team with a developer and went to the city and proposed the creation of not just another office building, but a new Civic Hall with 80,000 square feet of digital skills training center, conference center, collaborative workspace, and a place where any New Yorker, whether they be a student, an immigrant, a teacher, someone with a physical or legal barrier, someone who's elderly, could come in, walk in, and get a digital skill or a job for free. And that was the rendering of the building, and to my surprise, the city said yes. And so with partners like Mouse and Perscolis, FedCap, the New York Computer Science Foundation, and others, we are starting to put together the planning for what will happen in this facility. It's right on Union Square where Irving Place hits 14th Street. If you've bought an air conditioner, you know where that is. It will be a state-of-the-art facility that doesn't exist anywhere, not only in New York, but anywhere in the country. The basic idea is that there'll be 20 classrooms that any workforce development partner could use and just book the classroom. They wouldn't have to rent space. You just, in effect, timeshare the classrooms. But that creates an opportunity for lots of other connections. First of all, the idea is that anybody who walks into this building would be able to get a digital skill training for free. That is also not, many organizations do provide that, but a lot of digital skills training programs charge and are only available to people who can afford it. The opportunity for all of our organizations is that if we're all going to be together in one facility, what else could happen that benefits the community as a whole? So can this new facility be a catalyst for the workforce development community? And in the process, we might be able to share resources like space, pedagogy, of course, instructors, students, and data. Most importantly, data. There's not any standardized data around what happens when someone walks into a workforce development program and what their path is through that program into a job and then into a longer-term career and ongoing professional development. Our field is very disconnected, and one of the reasons why it's disconnected is because we don't have standardized data. So we're looking at Civic Hall at Union Square not only as a physical opportunity for collaboration, but also an opportunity for collaboration for everyone in the industry to be able to share data and share ideas with each other and to be able to scale those ideas on a much faster and larger basis. So the possible impact isn't just the people walking into our building, the impact is the entire workforce development community in New York. One of the things we hear a lot of leaders speaking, political leaders talking about the importance of workforce development, the importance of economic development. Very few of them have a vision for how to get it done. We all know that our field is changing, technology is accelerating, and it's up to us to make it happen. So we're inviting you to join us in building Civic Hall, because our theory is that you build with, not for, and for this facility to be an asset to New York City, to the community, and to all of your organizations, we really would love to talk to you and invite you to be part of the design and build process. And the last thing I want to mention is that as part of Civic Hall's activities, we are starting a pilot program where workforce development staff can get digital skills training themselves at a low cost, because you can't provide the jobs of the future unless you understand the skills that need to be taught yourself. And there isn't a program like that. So if you're interested in talking to us about participating in that, please come find me or write to us at Civic Hall and join us. Thank you very much.